Depression is a serious health condition. If the person is not treated, it will affect them greatly. At worst, it will lead them to suicidal. Depression and suicide cases have been increasing. This is worrying. Thus, I wanted to create an awareness and I've invited Dr. Maithili to speak about depression. Towards the end of the program, she will be sharing about a person who attempted suicide and it had failed, meaning failed suicidal attempt. Today, she is living a happy life and she have regretted actions. So let's get started now. Welcome to my channel, Dr. Maithili.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Without further ado, let me just dive into the topic and we shall carry on from there. What is depression and why depression happens?
Mainly, if we are talking about this depression, it's purely a mood disorder, we should say. It's a mood swing or mood disorder, which is very common nowadays. And even globally, if you are looking into, it's almost 25% of the people always have some or the other reasons for the depression, actually. So it may be you are diverting from your daily routines or sadness, or you are becoming moody sometimes, or you are getting irritated, which all, this all upsets your regular life, daily routines. And in kids also nowadays, it is very common in the age of, from the age of 13 to 27, if you look, its studies reveals that it's very common.
You actually have been working with younger adults and who have depression.
Yes.
You've been counseling them and all. So when they have depression, or should I say, what are the symptoms to look out for where you realize that the depression is actually a serious stage, meaning it's a clinical depression? What are the symptoms to look out for?
When you think of children, they are very much into many other ways also. Like they are not able to interact with their friends, or go out for a movie, go out for a shopping or whatever. That is instant. They will reciprocate it as a bunch of anger, or their mood. They'll throw something to the floor and break it. That is also a kind of depression. Depressions can be in many ways, like it can reflect in many ways. In elders, they'll feel guilty, always like, I'm not good for, see, my life is getting over, I'm not good for anything, I'm good for nothing, even for my daughter, I'm not able to do anything for them. That's a kind of depression in elders. But in the youngsters and people like us, like people in the age group of 30 or 40, it always comes in the feelings, like their way they are behaving, way they are loving others, way they are becoming sad more often for very small things. Even a small thing in the office will create a temporary depression for you for a week, 1 week maybe. But the time span differs. Another one set of people who suffer from depression is the set of people who is suffering with chronic diseases, maybe a cancer patient. See, they don't know what is going to happen next day or next month, or how intense they are going to suffer with the illness which they already have. So that create another kind of depression. But all things together, when we look into, all are similar in the early beginning stages. But as it is growing up, you may have to shift to, very surely you may have to shift to medicines. That is there. Only with the therapies, only with the counseling, you are not able to. But definitely a counselor, a good counselor has to provide the solutions. They will lead you, they will guide you what next.
Okay. When you talk about like what you just said, there are mild depressions. Some people actually go through
Yes.
shorter temporarily and then they get out of it, like diagnosed with an illness or going through a certain kind of a phase in their life. But as you said, there's another
Yes.
where it gets a bit serious, and that's why we actually consult a doctor and get medication. Now, talking about the stage that we go, it becomes serious. What are the symptoms to look out for? We realize that this person have hit a certain point where they definitely need a help. There are certain symptoms that coming from them. Like for example, they want to be alone. Their mood is always down. You know, these are certain symptoms that actually look, or they always talk about suicide. You know, so these are
Yes, yes. Even with the friends, see, if I have a friend, I used to get a call sometimes, like not daily calls, but once in a week or at least twice in a week. Sometimes they used to call me, she used to call me. But all of a sudden, I find a lag. See, even if I am calling her, she'll not pick up, or she'll say some excuse. Okay, I'll call you back. I'm in the kitchen or something. When I continuously interact, no, we will be able to know a person's habits. So now what I feel is like, okay, she's purposely avoiding, like doesn't want to continue the conversation because I will get some knowledge about her mood, or I will detect something wrong. Same thing in your family also. If four of you are together, like parents and kids are there, all of a sudden one kid is not, one child, one boy is not coming out of the room for a common lunch or dinner or whatever your TV time, you should notice that why he is behaving. He used to be with us for the dinner for sure. Now why? What happens? Why he is hesitant to come and sit with us? We should think of, as a parent, as a good listener, we should always go to them and ask them what is happening, what is bothering you. It will be a very small, maybe a fight between both the siblings, maybe a fight with his sister. But see, when we look into the kids' behavior, that reflects, even if the parent, for example, in Kerala last week, one girl committed suicide. You know what is the reason? She possessed a mobile phone which parent never knew. Her mother doesn't know from where she got it.
okay.
Parent questioned, and that ended up in a suicide. But actually, what happened is Kerala government has started online classes. So kids wanted mobile or whatever platform they wanted to log in for the mobile online classes. So, but the uncertainty prevailed was like mother is not aware from where she got the mobile. That ended up in a question session and fight between mother and daughter. Next day, she committed suicide. So small, very small things ends up in a suicide or whatever it is. Depression is leading, we can very well say the studies reveal that depression always, majority of in the cases, depression leads to suicide. Maybe we can avoid it with a good counseling session. Many agencies, organizations, NGOs are doing. You can just dial some number, particular helpline number is there. They'll call you, they'll talk to you, they'll comfort you, they'll get to know your reason for your uncomfort. Everything is available right now with the government support. But we don't know where to call. Certain people are not aware what to do. Certain people are thinking like if I'm sharing this to somebody, that will create another problem. Like that also, especially in ladies, that prevails a lot. That's what we feel when we talk to people.
But generally, when you talk about treatment for depression, we talk about go traveling, do yoga, do meditation, or psychology is something that actually you told me we should do. Should actually pick up some medication. But before we send them for treatment, as what you said, they need to speak out and tell us. I mean, there are introvert students. Kids, they are extrovert. The introvert will never speak out. The extrovert is a bit easier because you can sit down and speak to them, and they probably will open up to us, so it's a bit easier to help them. But there are quite a bit of introvert youngsters who do not speak and do not share, even to their families, even to their friends. Like the symptoms is they probably stay away from them. The mood is always down, probably they always speak negative stuff. So this is the part parents come in or friends come in when they realize that there's such that this person has actually, the depression is a bit serious. Now, once we identify as a bit serious, what can we do as a parent or as a friend?
First, whoever it is, first thing is to divert distract that person from that thinking. For that purpose, we have to do many things. As a family member or as a parent, we should try to spend little more time with them than the usual timings, like go sit with them and ask them, try to talk to them, or go play little like indoor games or something like that, and try to figure out what is the situation or what is the thoughts behind their mood swing. Maybe that will work out. Even with the friends, even family members and friends can do much more things, like take them for a movie, take them out in a park, or we can go out for lunch or dinner, spend some time in the restaurant or something like that, which creates a change of mood for at least for a period of time. It will be a short limited time, but still you can gain some information like that. If you otherwise, if you are allowing them to sit at home inside their room itself, nothing is going to change. Even you may be thinking, okay, I can take them to a counselor tomorrow, but it is your thought. But that tomorrow he should be alive, right? He or she should be alive. Like overnight, if they are not sleeping, they are spending much time. As a parent, I would suggest, or everyone is suggesting, mothers or fathers should take care. Like they should be aware what these people are doing. Nowadays, what happened is computers or screen time is more, and people are also interacting lots of things in internet and whatever, WhatsApp and things like that. We don't know what exactly these people are doing overnight, sitting late night for studies and things like that. Once the person, whatever, elders or whatever, adults or youngsters, irrespective of that, we should try to be a good listener first. Of course, they won't speak out, but it's our duty to change the atmosphere. Maybe inside the house only they'll not speak. If you go for a walk, for example, just take them for a walk along with you. You are also going with them. After seeing maybe it is drizzling or raining or something, you pull them out of the house and talk to them in a separate atmosphere. That may be like, it will be a good reason to open up. It may be a good reason. Sometimes that works. Next level is like spiritual activities or any cultural activities they may be interested. Even if we are not interested, we should try spending some time with them, for taking them to a temple or a church, or if they are interested in spiritual activities, or for some other musical events or something like that, if they are interested in such things. Or as I said earlier, like movies, outings, a short trip, maybe a one-day trip or a half day maybe, that also will create lots of impact. Suicide attempts are more common in girls, like females, than males. That's what studies reveal. After youngsters, in many youngsters, maybe because of love failure or because of their results, like exam results are coming, they do commit suicide and things like that. What happens is, when we look into all these aspects, they are not, if you talk to a survivor, if you talk to somebody who has done something to commit suicide and they have survived, they'll not do the same thing in their life at all. That's what is their feeling. Like they'll tell you, see, one time I tried to commit suicide, but it was my wrong decision. That is the reply from majority of the youngsters. Is they have recovered from their suicidal attempt, because then only they are feeling that how much their parents love them, or how much do they take care of them. Till that moment, what they feel is like nobody's there for us. Even our parents are not there for us. Even our friends are not there for us, and we are alone in the world. But that's not the reality. From the childhood itself, we should inculcate a habit. We should inculcate in them that culture, that every social we are living in a society where society does many things for us, and we have to do many things for the society as whoever it is, like maybe as a teacher, maybe as a doctor, maybe as an engineer, maybe as a cook, or whatever it is. That education has to go from the basic education itself. Like they should feel the importance of themselves. They should know to love themselves first. How many of us are teaching them, our kids, to love themselves? Any of us are doing? Majority of us are no.
Yeah.
It's a big no. See, one girl, she was talking to me one day. She was telling, Auntie, I don't look good, no? I asked her, why, baby, why you are talking like that? No, see, I'm very dark. I said, what happened? No, I am very black, no? Everyone is white. I said, no, that black is having its own beauty. So she is having that feeling from the childhood. This is the 4th standard kid. So what she thinks is, okay, my skin texture is black, so nobody is going to love me at all. Nobody is going to talk to me. Or whenever I grow up also, this is going to happen for me. And nowadays, if you look, a majority of the girls complain that their hair grows, like gray hairing happens, white hair. Very soon, by the age of 15 or 14, their hair starts graying very well. So that also creates a depressive mood in kids. You know that youngsters are feeling very bad about that. They feel like, oh, this is something wrong, so nobody will look, I'll not look good on anything, or nobody will look at me, and people will ask me, people will think that I am getting aged, or my age is more than whatever I am telling them. Small concerns like this, if we could address, nothing will happen in the world. Like this, all of a sudden decisions which ends up in a suicide attempt will not happen. As I told you, once the suicide attempt goes to the failure side, these kids themselves recognize, okay, how many people are there for me? They are around for me. They are doing many things for me. But everything will not be a failure, no? Once they are losing their lives, what is the point of talking? Nothing will work out to bring them back. Always from the primary education, we all should, always we should try to make them learn how to love themselves. Initially, what I should do is I should love myself first. Then only I can love somebody else, right?
Right.
That is not happening in the younger generation nowadays. They don't know how to love themselves. They are always feeling inferior to others. Even the parents creates that complex in them, because once the kid is coming with a grade card, obviously the parent is asking, what is the grade of your friend Anjana? You don't want to see your daughter's grade card. You are bothered about others. So what your kid is feeling like, see, my mom is not bothered about me. That should not happen in life. First, you try to make them aware of what they are. Every individual is different. Every individual has some or the other quality. Without that, nobody is there in the world. Everyone. That importance we should try to practice from the beginning, from the childhood itself. So when they grow up, it grows with them. So she has or he has that confidence. Okay, I have something in me. I should find it out. That's all. Always train them in that aspect. You have something in you, but you find out which area is good for you. That's the only thing any parent, any teacher can create, any counselor can advise.
Yeah. And those are very good points actually highlighted, which actually would be helpful for me also. And yeah.
Yes, always it is.
Yeah. Loving yourself is something very important. It's something I actually have to take note of, and I've never thought about it. Because when you love yourself, the external factors or whatever happening in the surrounding will not affect you. Yeah.
Yes, that area, like we know our limitations then. Like we know our positive thoughts and we know our negative areas. So we'll be more careful. Okay, okay, let them do like that. We'll be casually taking that aspects. Like, okay, let it be like that. For me, no problem. When the kids are or youngsters are ready to accept like that, there comes the success of your life. You are not bothered. If I fail in my exam, maths exam, I know I don't know maths much, but I am good in science. So kids themselves, the youngsters themselves feel like, okay, I am good in science. Why can't I go for some course in science or even humanities? Like that they can think. Same thing with a boyfriend or girlfriend. See, somebody is in love with some one or the other, boyfriend or girlfriend. If I'm having, if they are telling, okay, I don't want you, you should be in a position to talk back like, oh, I also don't want. If you don't want, okay, why am I bothered? But that sensitiveness should come from your mind. That strength should come from your parents always. As a youngster, you can do lots of things. That should be like, you have to live for a society where you are going to be a major part. That is the education we should give to our children. Whatever job it is, whatever you do, even cooking at home, that also creates a important role to the society or to your family. So if we are learned to that aspects, these people will not go into that depressive mood or whatever, and spend some time, as we were discussing, no, spend some time listening music or reading something together. Maybe a book can be, you can ask your kid to read a book for you for some time, like 10 minutes, can you just read a story from that book or something like that, which creates that creativity, which creates that creativity in your mind, in your children's mind. And you are also becoming a listener, so they are more attached to you, they are more spending time more with you. It all built up, they will have a strong feeling, okay, I have many people around you for me. That creates the strength for them. They will not do anything if they have that confidence.
Yeah.
It's always, we should think that the past is all over. You cannot go back in time and change it or correct it, whatever you did in your past. And the future is also very uncertain. We don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. So whatever we are at the moment, live in that particular moment. That is the major factor of life. We have to, all of us have to practice, live the life at the present to the fullest. That's what is my experience, and I want everyone to do.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Maithili. I think your advice has been great, and in fact, it's helped me a lot. I got some good points from you, and I hope it actually will reach out to many people out there who's viewing this video. Thank you. Depression and suicide is a worrying and scary issue. If you can treat the person at the right time, you can actually save them. I hope this program has created awareness. If you have any topic in mind, do write in the comment below. I'll be covering more videos and discussions, useful ones, so do not miss it. Do click the subscribe button below and you will be notified. Bye-bye for now.